Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. When's the last time you truly allowed yourself to shine? I'm talking about stepping into your greatness, owning who you are, and unapologetically lighting up every room you walk into. See, the world needs your light. Not the watered down version, not the dimmed down, I'll just stay in the background version. Your full, unapologetic brilliance. Why? Because your light has the power to change everything. It has the power to lift others, to inspire, and to transform your life in ways you've never imagined. Stick with me, because by the end of this speech, you'll be ready to stop hiding and start shining. Don't let the world tell you to dim your light any longer. It's time to let it shine brighter than ever before. Shining your light begins with recognizing that you already possess something powerful within you, something that's uniquely yours. Too often, we get caught up in the expectations and judgments of others, convinced that we need to fit a mold or live up to a standard that isn't ours. We start to suppress parts of ourselves that we think aren't good enough, interesting enough, or valuable enough. But here's the truth. Your light is not just a spark or a glimmer. It's a beacon, ready to shine through every aspect of who you are. It's your individuality, your experiences, your passions, and the way you see the world that makes you special. And the world needs that. The first step to shining your light is simply acknowledging its existence. Think about it. How often do you take a moment to appreciate what makes you, you? Most of us spend so much time looking outward, measuring ourselves against other people, comparing achievements, or trying to be something we're not. We fail to see how incredible we are, just as we are. The truth is, no one else in the world has your exact combination of traits, abilities, and perspectives. You have something unique to offer, a contribution to make that no one else can replicate. When you truly see this in yourself, when you realize that you are enough, your light will naturally begin to shine brighter. You've got to stop dimming yourself to make others feel comfortable. We're taught from a young age to be humble, to fit in, to not stand out too much. But this is exactly what stops us from fully embracing our light. It's easy to convince ourselves that we should downplay our talents or hold back from speaking our truth, but doing that only robs the world of the brilliance you're meant to share. If you constantly shrink yourself, you not only deprive yourself of your potential, but you also miss out on the impact you could have on others. Your voice, your presence, your energy, it all matters. When you start to recognize your own light, you begin to understand that it doesn't come from external validation or success. Your light is inherent. It's always been there, waiting for you to step up and let it shine. It doesn't matter if the world doesn't immediately acknowledge it or if it doesn't come with a reward. The act of showing up fully as yourself, no matter the outcome, is what makes you shine. Don't let the fear of rejection or failure stop you from embracing your brilliance. The world isn't asking for perfection, it's asking for authenticity. People are drawn to realness, to the rawness of someone who's not afraid to be themselves, flaws and all. Recognizing your light also means accepting your flaws and imperfections. Your light doesn't have to be flawless to be powerful. In fact, your imperfections add character, depth, and relatability to your light. It's when you embrace both the light and the shadow parts of yourself that you can fully step into your power. Those struggles, those tough moments, those times when you thought you weren't enough, those are the experiences that shape your light and give it meaning. It's your journey, your story that makes your light shine even brighter. So take a moment to acknowledge your worth, your power, and your uniqueness. Understand that the world needs you just as you are, and when you embrace your true self, that's when your light will shine the brightest. It's time to stop holding back and step into the person you were always meant to be. Your light is waiting to shine. It's time to let it. It's time to let it. Shining your light requires you to fully embrace your uniqueness. Too often we find ourselves trying to fit into a box, trying to be someone we're not because we think it's what others want from us. We compare ourselves to others, and in that comparison, we diminish what makes us special. But the truth is, the world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs you. Your individuality is what sets you apart and is precisely what makes your light shine so brightly. The more you embrace who you are, your quirks, your passions, your skills, the more you step into your power. When you stop trying to be like everyone else, you start to realize how valuable your perspective is. No one sees the world the way you do, and that's something to be celebrated, not hidden. Every experience you've had, every lesson you've learned has shaped the person you are today. Those experiences make you uniquely qualified to offer something that no one else can, whether it's your creativity, your compassion, your intelligence, or your resilience. You have something that is yours alone. By embracing this uniqueness, you allow yourself to shine in ways that are true to you, not based on someone else's standards. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you, the ones who make an impact. They aren't admired for trying to fit into a mold. They're admired because they are unapologetically themselves. They shine because they own their differences, their strengths, and even their vulnerabilities. When you fully accept yourself and your uniqueness, you give yourself permission to shine in the same way. You stop seeking approval from others and start seeking validation from within. You realize that being authentic is the key to not just shining, but making a lasting impact on the world. Too many of us feel like we need to hide certain parts of ourselves to avoid judgment or rejection. We think that if we stand out too much, if we show too much of who we really are, we'll be criticized or misunderstood. But when you embrace who you are, you begin to realize that the only judgment that matters is your own. If you can accept and love yourself for everything you are, you'll stop worrying about how others see you. And the more you stop hiding your true self, the more you'll attract people who appreciate you for who you really are. You'll build relationships based on authenticity, and those connections will help fuel your light even more. Embracing your uniqueness also means giving yourself permission to be imperfect. We all have flaws, but those imperfections are part of what makes us human. Instead of trying to hide or deny them, accept them as part of your journey. It's often our flaws that make us relatable and real. They allow us to connect with others on a deeper level. When you embrace your imperfections, you stop feeling the need to constantly measure up or compete with others. You start to realize that your light shines brightest when you allow it to be genuine, unfiltered, and true to who you are. So let go of the need to conform and instead celebrate your individuality. Recognize that your uniqueness is your strength and is what will allow you to shine the brightest. The more you embrace who you are, the more the world will respond to your light. There's no one else like you, and that's something worth celebrating. Let your authenticity shine and watch as it inspires others to do the same. The world is waiting for the light that only you can bring. One of the most significant barriers to shining your light is fear. Fear can paralyze you, make you doubt yourself, and even keep you from showing up as your true self. We all experience fear, but it's how we handle it that determines whether we step into our power or shrink back. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, these are all natural human emotions, but they can't control you unless you allow them to. And here's the key. Fear is often a sign that you're on the right path. When you feel fear, it usually means that you're doing something meaningful, something that requires you to grow and evolve. But too often, we allow fear to hold us back, preventing us from stepping into our greatness. You need to understand that fear is not something to run from. Fear is a signal to pay attention, to step up, and to push beyond your comfort zone. It's not an indication that you shouldn't do something. It's a sign that you should. If you're not scared, you're probably not challenging yourself enough. Fear is natural when you're about to do something important, when you're about to shine your light. The key is not to let fear stop you, but to use it as motivation. Fear means you care about what you're doing, and that's a powerful force when harnessed properly. One of the biggest fears we face when trying to shine our light is the fear of judgment. We worry about what others will think, how they will react, or whether they'll approve of what we're doing. We let their opinions dictate our actions, and in doing so, we dim our light. But here's the truth. The only opinion that matters is your own. The world is filled with people who will criticize, doubt, and try to bring you down. But none of that should matter. You have to stop living for other people's approval and start living for your own. When you give others the power to control your actions through their judgment, you lose the ability to shine freely. Instead, focus on what lights you up, on what feels true to you, and let that be the fuel that drives you forward. Another fear that holds people back from shining is the fear of failure. We're taught that failing is bad, that it's something to avoid at all costs. But what if we flip that thinking on its head? What if we saw failure not as a defeat, but as an opportunity to learn and grow? Every successful person has failed at some point. They've faced rejection, made mistakes, and stumbled along the way. But they didn't let those setbacks stop them from moving forward. Instead, they used those experiences to fuel their next steps. Failure isn't a reason to hide, it's a reason to rise. When you fail, you learn. And that knowledge helps you shine even brighter the next time you step up. Finally, there's the fear of not being good enough. Many people are afraid that their light isn't bright enough, that their talents aren't special enough, or that they won't measure up. But let me tell you something. Your light is more than enough. It's not about being perfect or being the best. It's about being authentic. When you show up as your true self, your light will always be enough because it's unique to you. The world doesn't need perfection. It needs real, raw, and authentic energy. You are more than enough just as you are. So the next time fear comes knocking, don't hide. Acknowledge it, embrace it, and use it as fuel to shine even brighter. Fear isn't here to stop you. It's here to push you to go further, to be more, and to shine your light in ways you never thought possible. When you stop letting fear control you, you unlock a new level of power within yourself. It's time to step into that power, to rise above the fear, and to let your light shine brighter than ever. Shining your light also requires you to be resilient in the face of challenges. Life is not always easy, and we all encounter obstacles that try to hold us back. But here's the thing, the greatest successes often come after the greatest struggles. Every setback, every hardship, every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth. When you choose to push through adversity rather than letting it defeat you, you discover just how strong and capable you really are. Resilience is what allows you to keep shining even when life tries to dim your light. It's easy to shine when things are going well, when everything is falling into place, and when success seems just around the corner. But the true test of your light comes when things get tough. When you're faced with difficulties, whether it's personal struggles, professional setbacks, or external circumstances that seem beyond your control, that's when you need your light the most. It's easy to give up, to throw in the towel, and to let the weight of the world crush you. But resilience is what keeps you moving forward even when it feels like the world is pushing you down. Think about some of the most successful people in history. Many of them faced incredible hardship before achieving their dreams. They were told they would never make it. They encountered failure after failure, and they were knocked down repeatedly. But they didn't give up. Instead, they chose to get back up every time they fell. Their resilience fueled their light, and because they didn't quit, they eventually achieved what many believed was impossible. You have that same power within you. Resilience is not about never experiencing failure or pain. It's about how you respond to it. When life gets hard, instead of letting it extinguish your light, use it as fuel to burn even brighter. Resilience also teaches you that you are not defined by your circumstances. Just because you face a difficult moment doesn't mean you're weak or incapable. In fact, it means you have the opportunity to show your true strength. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to build character, to grow stronger, and to prove to yourself just how much you're capable of. The more you face adversity and keep going, the more you realize that you are far more resilient than you ever thought possible. Part of resilience is learning how to pivot when things don't go as planned. Life rarely goes in a straight line, and sometimes, no matter how much effort we put in, things don't work out the way we envisioned. But that's not the end of the road. It's an invitation to adapt, to find a new path, and to keep moving forward. Being resilient means being flexible enough to change direction when needed, but also having the courage to continue the journey even if it's not going the way you expected. Life may not always give you the outcomes you want, but it will always give you lessons that are meant to help you grow. Resilience also helps you maintain your light in the face of negativity. We live in a world that often feels overwhelming with constant reminders of what's wrong, what's not working, and what we can't control. It can be easy to get discouraged, but the key is to not let those negative voices drown out your own inner light. When you are resilient, you learn how to keep your focus on what matters most to you, regardless of the noise around you. You stay true to your purpose, your values, and your vision, and you refuse to let external negativity take away your power. So, the next time life knocks you down, remember this: resilience is your superpower. It's what allows you to rise above, to keep shining when things get dark, and to stay true to yourself even when the world is trying to pull you off course. Embrace resilience and watch how it helps your light shine brighter, not just for you, but for everyone who needs to see it. Because in the end, your light is meant to inspire others, and the more resilient you become, the more people you'll be able to lift up along the way. And when you start to shine your light, it's essential to understand that your light isn't just for you. It's meant to impact those around you. Your energy, your passion, your drive, and your uniqueness all have the power to inspire others. Lift them up and create a ripple effect that can change lives. But to do that, you need to recognize the importance of sharing your light. Too often, people hold back because they think their contributions aren't significant enough or they fear being judged. But the truth is, no matter how small you think your light is, it can still make a difference. We live in a world where too many people feel invisible, where many are struggling in silence, not knowing where to turn for hope or inspiration. When you choose to shine your light, you show others that they too can rise above their circumstances. You may never fully understand the impact you have on others, but trust that every act of kindness, every moment of courage, and every time you show up as your true self, you are influencing someone else. The energy you project, whether it's positive, encouraging, or compassionate, can inspire someone to believe in themselves, to keep pushing forward, or to take that first step towards something greater. It's easy to think that your actions are insignificant in the grand scheme of things. We often underestimate the power of small gestures like a smile, a kind word, or offering a helping hand. But those small actions have the potential to spark something much bigger. They can create a chain reaction that spreads positivity, encouragement, and love to those around you. And when you help others shine, you're not only lifting them up, but you're also expanding your own light. There's an undeniable power in community. When we lift others up, we rise together. The more you help others tap into their own light, the more you discover the depth and power of your own. One of the greatest gifts you can give to the world is your authentic self. It's easy to hide behind masks, pretending to be someone you're not, because it feels safer. But when you are authentic, when you let your true self shine, you give others permission to do the same. Authenticity breeds authenticity. It encourages others to step out of their comfort zones and embrace their own uniqueness. In a world where there is so much pressure to conform, being true to yourself becomes a radical act. By being authentic, you not only shine your light, but you also create a space for others to shine their lights as well. Sharing your light also means being willing to speak up for what you believe in and standing firm in your convictions. It's about using your voice to inspire change, to call out injustice, or to simply share a message of hope. Your words can be powerful and they can create a lasting impact when spoken from a place of truth and authenticity. We all have the ability to influence the world around us, but we need to be brave enough to use our voices to do so. When you choose to speak your truth, you're not just shining your light, you're lighting the way for others who may be afraid to speak their own truths. Furthermore, sharing your light involves being generous with your time, your talents, and your resources. It's about recognizing that the more you give, the more you receive. The energy you put out into the world comes back to you, often in ways you least expect. Whether it's offering support to a friend, mentoring someone who's struggling, or contributing to a cause you believe in, every time you share your light, you're helping to build a better, brighter world for everyone. The more you embrace the idea that your light is meant to be shared, the more you will see just how interconnected we all are. You may never know the full extent of the impact you have on others, but you can be sure that by shining your light, you're contributing to a ripple effect that creates a world filled with hope, positivity, and inspiration. So don't hold back. Let your light shine boldly, share it freely, and watch how it transforms not only your life, but the lives of everyone you touch. The final piece to shining your light is understanding that your journey is a continuous one. It's easy to think that shining brightly is something you can achieve in a moment, and once you've done it, you're done. But shining your light is a lifelong commitment. Every day, you have the opportunity to show up, be your best self, and bring light to the world around you. The process of discovering, nurturing, and expanding your light doesn't end after one success or breakthrough. In fact, it's the opposite. Each new level of growth creates an even deeper need to keep pushing forward. As you evolve, so does your light. When you first start on the path of self-discovery and personal growth, it's often like a spark or a flicker. You feel that you have something within you, but it may not always be clear how to fully unleash it. Over time, through challenges, learning, and life experiences, that spark grows into a stronger, more radiant light. Each obstacle you overcome, each piece of wisdom you gain, and each challenge you face adds fuel to your flame. The more you grow, the more expansive and powerful your light becomes. There will be moments in your life when you feel like you've lost your way, when your light feels dimmed or flickering. In these moments, it's important to remember that even the brightest lights go through phases of darkness. These periods are not signs of failure. They are opportunities for renewal and self-reflection. Life can sometimes feel overwhelming, and it's natural to experience doubts, confusion, or moments where you question your purpose. But the key is to keep moving forward, even when it's hard. Those darker moments allow you to reevaluate what truly matters to you, to refocus your energy, and to recalibrate your intentions. When you emerge from the darkness, you'll find that your light is even brighter than before. Each challenge serves to refine and strengthen your sense of purpose. What's crucial to understand is that your journey to shine your light is personal and unique. Comparing your path to others will only distract you from your own growth. Everyone has their own timeline, their own experiences, and their own way of radiating light. If you look around and think someone else's light is shining brighter than yours, remember that comparison is the thief of joy. Your light is meant to shine in its own way. It's like comparing stars in the sky. Each one is distinct, yet each one plays a vital role in illuminating the night. Consistency is key to making sure your light continues to shine over time. It's easy to start strong, but true success lies in maintaining that light, even when the novelty wears off. True commitment is shown in your actions every single day. Each time you choose to be authentic, choose kindness, choose to stand firm in your beliefs, and choose to support others, you're nurturing your light. This consistency makes your light unwavering, even in the face of adversity. It's the small, everyday actions that solidify your purpose and keep you grounded in your mission. Moreover, as your light grows, you'll notice that it naturally attracts others who are also on a path of growth and self-discovery. Your journey is not just for you, it's also for the people you will impact along the way. By continuing to shine, you give others the courage to shine as well. You create a network of like-minded individuals who are all striving for personal growth, supporting each other, and working together to bring more light into the world. The more you shine, the more others feel empowered to shine, and the cycle continues. The most important thing to remember is that shining your light is a lifelong journey. There will be ups and downs, challenges and triumphs, but the essence of your light remains constant. When you stay true to who you are, commit to growing, and keep showing up with authenticity and purpose, your light will continue to illuminate not only your path, but also the paths of those around you. Keep shining, because the world needs your unique light, and the journey you're on is worth every step.